Hello everyone, welcome. This week I have been working on this new area, but I'm just planning to do some gameplay in this one. So for that I was just working on the house and farm, home garden around and a few other things like that. And also I was creating two small paths or trails to arrive to this point. So this is one I was doing yesterday, and this is a bigger one that I was doing last week or maybe this week. That is also arriving to the same point, so they are arriving to this small house. So I'm just giving an option to be both ways from this house to this small area here. So at the moment there is no gameplay, but the idea was like having a few things as the map is just increasing. I'm just planning to do a few more things that adding things around the map. I was also playing with the panoramic that you can see here. I was just playing with that because planning to do a bigger map. The problem that I had with this is that you see that this let's say the terrain is just arriving to the map, and you see here this strange effect. It's almost say like it is Truman Show. So try to avoid this. What I was doing is just adding this panoramic to the player. So this is moving with the player. I mean, not rotating but moving. So if you are just moving, this is moving at the same time. So you feel that they're really far and never being closer or smaller. That was the problem that I have. And also, as the map is increasing, I don't need to be worried about this because the panorama is just going with you all the time. And this is also helping with distance for the fog, because I know that you cannot be rendering more than this one. So this is the maximum that the fog is just being rendered on the game. And also it's good to have exactly the amount of fog that you want to have in the game in the end. So as you see here, for example, this is so close for that place, but if I'm just playing here, this is a new area which is kind of very far from the normal map or the initial map that I was just working on. You see that this one is just moving with you, so even it's not rotating, I mean it's just fixed on the rotation. If you are just moving, this is also moving with you. You cannot almost appreciate this one is also going up and down, so you cannot really appreciate that this is moving, but this is moving all the time. So if I go in here, for example, you see to the end of the map, you see that just ending, and you still keep this small hole here. So this is just moving with you, and you don't need to be worried about the mountains or distance, even the rendering or things like that. I don't have, for example, shadow on it, so you see that even the map is increasing or being completely different far from this one. Of course, I need to add more mountains here, things like that, but I mean it's just moving with you. And from this point, if you go to the normal map, you see all this. You cannot even appreciate that it's just moving. But I mean, if I'm just moving to another place, the one from the editor is just fixed. It's not moving with my camera. But I mean, if I'm going to this point, you will see that this is almost there also. So you go here, and you see that this one is just going with you, and this is just cutting down the maximum distance you are painting. So in case I'm using kind of open world, this panoramic is just coming with me all the time, and this is the maximum that I'm rendering the world, not much. I have also, for example, here I was just working on just for testing. Let me add this, add existing, and the one that I want to add is forest. No, where do I have the maps? Here, forest. This is the one that I'm just adding. Okay, is it here or not? Okay, that's here. It's trying to render or things like that. So for example here, this is just for testing, not working well, but anyway. So here you see that this is the maximum for the panoramic, but if I'm just starting here, it is moving to what's happening here? Compile insider. Sorry if it's being slow, because compile insiders. Okay, let's leave this as it is been rendering. Where is my camera? Sorry. Okay. I don't know, this is something strange. Okay. Is this still rendering? What's happening? I don't know. Ah, okay. The thing is, this one need to be persistent, because I'm just yeah, always loaded. That's fine. Should be fine. So even not painting the terrain just for testing, as you see that starting here the game, it is easier. You can see that this panoramic is just moving with me, and it's never ending, just as moving. I'm never arriving there, and then you kind of see that, for example, the distance is increasing, being smaller or bigger or things like that. So it's just good to have this option, to have like always, all time, all around one picture, and you don't need to be worried about this. Let me just paint this terrain. This is just, I don't know why I was just, because I'm not using this level at all, just for testing, and seems to me that it's just, I don't know what the problem is. So I will just paint grass and really big, and this is one here. Come on. Okay. Is it? Cannot do anything. Okay. Okay. That's fine. Okay, this is painted already. So let's just for testing, just playing here, and you see that the panoramic is just moving all the time with me. So I'm not afraid about arriving to on the map or just increasing this one, because I was thinking to use something bigger, even if I'm using real mountains like 3D messes, where you cannot arrive there. Just having also better illumination, because this panoramic is just a picture, so there is no way to be well illuminated. But I can use also 3D or 2D messes for mountains, fake mountains on the distance, to have better illumination, and in the far end I will have this panoramic just for a final picture I'm using. So you see that if you are moving, it's just moving with you all the time, so you are not being closer or being bigger. Otherwise you can see that it's just fake, and it's increasing as you are being closer. So you can just walk and walk around the map, and you are never arriving to those mountains that are always far, and kind of simulating that are really far, like a few kilometers far. So just moving 100 meters in the map makes no difference for them, which is what you are expecting. So it seems to me that this is working well, and this is a good idea for increasing the map that I'm planning to increase already. So this is something good, and I don't need to be worried about this anymore. All you see, for example, another things in the map that are being bigger. So this panoramic is working well, and this is something that I did today, and this is working well. So as you see, for example, here with the distance, if it's too far, you have problem with the fog, and you need to adjust the distance for the fog and so on. But if this panoramic is just going with you, the distance for the fog is exactly the same all the time, so that's good, and you don't need to be worried about this. This is a big chance. I will just remove this one. Okay, let me save and continue with the area that have been working. So let's remove this. Remove. What is the remove? Remove select. Yes. This is not part of the game at the moment. I was just testing for performance, about open world, having grass, trees, and things like that. Okay. So one thing that I was just testing yesterday, seems to me that this one, which is interactive storage, and you can just put here water, seems not working, or there is something wrong, because even having, for example, here the capacity is being 1, and this at the moment is empty, of course. Yes. But the user interface that needs to be marked here is not working, because I can just put my bucket here in my hand, and in that case I have this fill, which means there is water ready, but in that case I cannot see where is my the maximum from this one, the capacity for this. It is something strange. And Control W. Okay, and I will just create, for example, this one stem, and what you have is already water here, and let's say you have 3. Just for testing where the problem is, about the capacity or also the inventory, or what the thing is, being empty or not. Okay, let's bucket, and in this case you have fill and drop, which is working well because you have empty here, let you fill. This is full bucket and this is empty, so it works. But what I'm missing is the interface saying the capacity for this one. So in that case, I don't know why, but let me check the blueprint. Strange. Hello, Sark. Well, I did. I mean, I was just downloading from internet. Most of them are texture.com. So most of us we have been using, and then I was just modifying a bit, creating, for example, the normal map from the texture, and a few of them have been maybe taken from internet, but yeah, more or less are from this place. So all the for example, the wooden that you have here, the stones here, it's also this plaster is also there, and the decals are also there from this side. Of course, modifying, working on Photoshop bit, or for example, also this touch was taken from them. So most of the things have been taken from them. Not about the grass. The ground is also coming. This is one of the pictures they are giving for free on Whiskey Mega Scan that I was just using for testing. But for example, stones, I have been taking also the texture from this side. So yeah, most of the things that you see I have been taken from them, you know. Hello, hola. No te creías ayer, pensabas que era broma lo del ruso, ¿no? So yeah, all the textures that I have been taking, also for example this one from the ground, I have been taking all of them and just modifying from Photoshop, and maybe decreasing this intensity or just saturation because I want to be not so bright maybe, and then working with about detail, deleting a few things, and yeah, creating the normal map, in some cases for example the specular map, or having occlusion, things like that. Yeah, this is well, I think that everybody is taken from this play, you know. It's just quite popular. There are a few other places that you can also use, but I think that 90% of people just taking the texture from there because they are more or less are fine. You have also tileable texture. There's only one key, but as you know that I'm using this workspace for the textures, or using, for example, this kind of textures with kind of parameter that I can just increase the size of them. I'm not worried about the size of the texture. It's enough for me for the one key is enough for the resolution using world space in my shaders. So even being small, even for free, it's fine. That's working. So the thing is, get action. Okay, and get action, water storage, update info. So the thing is, when I just arrived, approaching to this one, I want to see, for example, the first thing that it's saying is no bucket in hand, so you cannot interact with this one even you don't have a bucket. But if I have one, what I'm expecting is, well, giving me the option to fill because I have water there. But what I'm expecting is giving me the option to see the capacity, so it will be showing like a 3 of 10 or things like that. So this is something I'm missing, and maybe it's broken for some reason. I'm trying to figure out what is broken, and this is the message that you are taking here. So the thing is, if limit is equal 0, there is no description. So maybe what is the limit here? Okay, I see where the problem is. Okay, so capacity is 1. Let's say limit is 1. and in that case, for example, the limit is 10. So in that case, we can just change this value from the construction script, I think. So let me see. Okay, take this bucket, and then should be exactly as you see. It's a 3 not of 10, and this is 1 of 1. So you cannot fill your bucket. Should be storage empty. In that case, I can fill, and it will be 2. If I'm dropping again, it's 3. So this is working well. The only thing is just this limit variable that I'm just using to check about the capacity here should be the same as capacity, but for some reason, maybe because it's just exporting or just extending from interactive object which is already storage, so maybe this number is coming from the parent, let's say, and this is the one that I'm just creating for that. So what I'm trying to do is this limit need to be set to the same as even this event graph or this construction script. I think I will do this limit set. What I need to take is this get capacity, exactly, and set this one to avoid that this is happening again to me. I'm not sure if I really need this limit being. Check where it is. Yeah, that's taking. The thing is, yeah, probably I'm using both because in the future, if I want to use, for example, this is a water storage, but this is coming from let's say generic storage that you can store only things there. For example, I can say that here is only water, but here, for example, is only seeds, or I can put a place where it's only, for example, I don't know, food or things like that. So the capacity is the number of items, or in that case, it's the capacity, but limit is the limit of items and not the categories or different items like that. So in that case, it's water, so both of them need to be exactly the same. So this what I'm doing is just replacing this one, and should be working fine. So let's say by default should be the same as capacity. So what I can do is, yeah, that's the same, because I cannot change this. For example, here the limit, I don't know exactly where is the one coming from capacity, so just to be exactly the same should be working. Was strange, I was not working, guys. So you see, take again, and then you see that you have them. Right now, the only place that you can just kind of create water is being on the well. Not sure if I'm planning to do also, for example, you can take from water here from the river and just put there, or just taking from the well. So this is one thing that needs to be done. I will just show you how this mechanic is working from the well. So let's well. Okay. So that's the well, and I will just add anyone which is interactive water storage, just for testing here. So first thing, the same message. So what we need to do is just equip this, and you have this field, and you have field. Yeah, probably the thing is, yeah, this is coming from this one. I understand now what the problem is. I see. Okay, I see. Because what I wanted to implement is just the well have no limits. I mean, it's just managing like 0, which is no limit, never ending. But if I say 10, or 1, I'm expecting to have this one. So that's why I was just creating this. I see now what the problem is. So yeah, we need to delete this. And what we need to do is just fix this one every single time. So for example, here you want to have this one, need to put or write here the limit, but in that case the limit should be 0, I think, and to be working without this limit number, things like that. Let's check. Okay, let's keep this bucket. Okay, you have here this field without 1, 0 or things like that, but this one should be okay. Okay, that's the only thing that they need to do. So they will need to be 0. All of them need to have like a maximum, so you can see this limit. Otherwise, for example, here also, if the limit is 0, it means never decreasing or increasing. If you are just, you can fill, you know, you can drop here, you can fill, you can not drop, but you can drop here anytime, so you can just fill and drop, and this is not taking account because there is no limit for the well never ending. But in that case, it is, so that's why I was just creating these two values. Okay, understood. Okay, so just for the future, I'm not so stupid, I will write here description or tooltip. So I hope that I remember next time when I see what is this value in here, what's the reason, I can just read the description and understand that that's why I was creating this value to know if we are talking about the well or we are talking about the any storage, water storage. Okay, so that's also working. I was already thinking to increase the map, so I was just increasing here, and I was thinking that maybe to increase also in this part and continue here painting the path this way, because at the moment there is not much that I can do here. I can just create NPC that is just walking, going home, working here, let's say, and then coming back and things like that. One thing that I would like to do is, because this one is closed and I don't want to have this closed completely, so for that what I need to do is using not this one, but I need to use a fence that is just being slime, and what's the fence slime. So for that what I'm doing is just of course changing this mess, and what I need to do is just creating, well, sorry, it's not mess, this is small, is this the smaller one? Yeah, what I wanted to do is just create, but leaving here a small hole being like a door, so you can just go inside and leave. That's what I'm just trying to do or planning to be doing that, but it seems to me that it's too much. Let me show you how I'm just creating. Oops. Duplicate a spline point. Hello. Okay, so something like that, so I can create surface that I'm doing, and then duplicate this spline point also, and I can create things like that. So let me just rotate this, rotate, okay, like, yeah. Okay, so I can create something like that, and leaving also a small hole, and this is working exactly the same because all of them are being hierarchical instance, and you have also different loads for them, and they are also working or being painted, all of them in one single drop call. So something like that. Of course it's much tedious that the one that I was just doing being just square and that's all, but yeah, it's something that we need to do. And this is too big also. You can just try to create. Well, this is, in fact, this is a blueprint that I was creating with code. So this is not something that I'm giving you, but I'm just creating a code here for a blueprint. And then I was creating all those hierarchical instance static meshes, and I was just creating S-line points, and I was just you know, dropping the one that you need and rotation and things like that. So after a few code, you are just creating or expanding all of them. I was adding a few of the options here for having things like that. That is much easier. So this is not something that by default you have in the engine, but something that I was just creating, which is really not complex. I mean, but I was creating, so it's not something that you have in the engine by default. Well, you have blueprint by default, so you can create that, but it's not a component or things like that. Anyway, you can just find, I mean, for Unreal, any tutorial for that maybe that they are doing exactly the same, or even like official tutorials for that. So it's not complex. Yeah, you need to take care about the rotation and position, for example, adding a few things like that. I have this, for example, this random angle that I'm just doing, for example, degrees 5. So I'm just doing, as you see, moving a bit, not being so linear, but this is something that I'm doing, you know. So it's not really like a tool, but yeah, you can add a few things you want to change, I don't know, the models or things like that. So it's like, okay, introducing a few variations for all of them that I'm just dropping. But this is up to you. You can create as much as you want, and this is just giving you the option, the code, and then you do everything that you want. This one I did on blueprints, but there are a few things that I have already I did on C++ already. So but this one is blueprint. So what I wanted to do finally is just create here a small hole, kind of door, and I will just adjust later this one altogether. So duplicate, and so I can do things like that. Well, in that case, I think it's too much. If I'm creating something small, let me try to do something, because of course I need to adjust this one well to avoid being all of them just so I could just try to do something like that, and then also moving this bit, even being together, but just to try to leave small hole between them. Otherwise, because I cannot just change one model for all of them, as I said, all of them are just the same model, and that's the reason that you can use as instance meshes, because all of them are the same model, even being in different places. But this is a good thing, that you can just create something being painted in one single draw card, because all of them are having the same mesh, and all of them are having also the same texture, the same shader. That's why I can render all together. So there is no option for me to create like a window here, hole, and this is saying like adding to the blueprint, exactly the same like adding manually, because they are not being in this group anymore. So that's why, okay, this, I don't care about this. Oops, I'm doing the opposite one. What I need to do is doing longer, I think, to avoid yeah, what I need to do is a bit longer, so to avoid being matching here too much altogether. So that's something that I need to do the opposite one. Sorry. So this side is longer, and the other one is easier, just not matching too much between them. Okay, so that's more or less fine. So now we can move this a bit, and also this a bit, and I will show you right now on okay, so you have something really small here. Okay, so if you are checking about, well, we need to increase this one, or just move a bit. Yeah, move a bit. I didn't want to move because I was already painting, so maybe it's better to move this, and as it is bigger we need to move all those things, but that's not a problem. Yeah, breaking the lining. Okay, and now this. Okay, so if I'm just showing you on this lot coloration, you see that they are using even lots being painted, all of them all together, but you see that it's just working on different lots for that. Hola, bienvenido. So that's what it's working in one single draw call, but they are setting all the mesh, but it's also working with the lots, which is really really useful. So that's why I'm using quite often that kind of things that all of them are being the same instance. So what we need to do here is just creating like small door. For that I have good reference, which is not a big problem, but what I'm doing is doing that in Blender. It will take just 5 seconds because it's really easy to do. So environment, I will do new folder here. Go. Garden. Okay. So Blender. Maybe I will restart at the same time here, because Unreal is also taking too much RAM. So when this one is working, I will just replace this. Miguel! Long time ago, didn't see you here. How's it going? Are you still working on those models for Second Life? Ah, Robert, hola. Okay. So that's what I'm doing, is just save as. I will take this as environment, door, garden. Still working on it. Most of the time doing level design, because I have most of the models, so I was just creating a few more things. Ah, yeah, you told me that you are starting teaching Blender. Was a bit boring, but yeah, you told me that you are starting, but you never told me how it's going. Robert, sin problema. Si lo has podido descargar y te funciona, estupendo. Si no, me lo dices y probamos a poner otro. So how it's going with those classes? Are you at least working fine, enjoying? Okay. Let me just restart editor because I don't have RAM. Y has probado que se abre, no tiene rayas ni nada, porque el otro Robert se lo descargó y le tenía algún problema, no sé por qué tenía algún problema con el render, tuvo que volver a descargarlo. Delete. Display. Too much intensity starting with those classes there. Yeah, I use Blender. It's working for me, that's fine. So what I want to do is, usually I do quite fast these sims, otherwise I forgot later and then I need to create them again. So this is the Mark sim. Okay. Well, if you are trying to work there, you need to move to 3D Studio or Maya. That's fine. But yeah, that's fine. If you are just starting with people that never have seen that, you need to start explaining all the menus, what is the face, what is the edge, and things like that. But fine, it's fine. What I want to do is just that will be, I don't know, 250 maybe, and needs to be 0.1, 0.1. That's fine, and need to be 1.5. That's perfect. Okay, the another thing that I need to do is just everything smooth, and using auto smooth here, 60 would be fine. I will add also a few of controller cut, maybe 3. Is anti-small. In 300 hours, I hope that you are creating something big. I mean, you can create something like I don't know, LOL or things like that. 300 hours is enough, Warcraft. You use the forbidden words, Miguel. That's why that your message is just being a block. Okay, so let's say it's fine, but if you are using few words like that, they are just blocking, you know. I need to accept them, so just I see the chat is being stopping for that. Okay, so just duplicate this, and what we need to do is just move it to be something like that. And I don't know exactly the size, so I will just calculate this one. But what we need to do is, yeah, I think we need to have at least, at least 1 meter for that. So this one need to be at least what's 7? I see. The problem is that I didn't apply this location, rotation, and so on. But anyway, so huge is 2.5. It's just 2.5. So this 2 meters. Yeah, that's 2 meters. That's fine. They change the word. You know, that's the problem. For example, with having another chat that. They were just joking, saying I don't know, stupid words in Japanese or things like that, and they can just support you because maybe you have seen something or say something that is not properly done, but you don't know about this. For example, like listening music in another language, so it could be like that. It's completely impossible to do a game in 300 hours. Well, at least you want to do something like just a platform, so jumping from platform like this, it's fine. Yes, sir. You can ask in any language if you have any problem with English. You can ask in Spanish or Russian, and I can just explain to you if you have any questions. No problem. So you can even write in Russian. I can read Cyrillic, no problem. 300 hours is almost impossible, depends on which game are you planning to do. If you are just trying to do like a demo or things like that for people just learning, that's fine. But if you are trying to do a game that you need to sell, it's completely impossible, you know? Completely impossible. So the thing is, we need 1 meter between them. So this one, okay, now it's fine. I think I didn't apply this the scale, so that's why the numbers are not being equal. 0.5. Yeah, but if you are just trying to do something with 3D, this is not Flappy Bear, you know, it's a completely different thing. Yeah, something working in 3D, it will take a lot of time because it's not only that modeling, but you also need to create the illumination, the lighting. You need to create, for example, terrain map, and of course you need to have any animation in case that you don't want to have the player, it's just the camera. At least you need to control all the controllers from the game, like keys or mouse buttons and things like that. You need to create also the user interface and things like that, you know. So it's completely impossible to create a game in 300 hours, which is more or less a game and not just something for testing or demo, or as you say, like a project to learn, which is fine. But yeah, also you need to spend some time in Blender, another guy needs to spend some time maybe in Photoshop or any other tool, you know, and then another guy needs to spend a few time on, I don't know, the engine for games and things like that, you know? So yeah, it's almost impossible to create anything interesting on this time. W rotate X 90, and then we will create things like that. So scale zeta. Oops, no. Okay. They never die. And I will include some variation, like for example this one, or create scale a bit different, scale bigger, and then it's also going here, and something like that. Will be really something simple. Oops, it's too much. That you are using a mobile or things like that, they are just correcting all the time, changing all your words. Okay. Oops. Just introduce a few variations on the sticks. We'll see later that this is too sticky. I don't like them. Okay, I will move a bit. Feel free to talk as much as you want all together. That's really nice. I like it. But sorry if I'm not just joining the conversation at the same time. So, okay, let's say something like that could be enough, more than enough. All the only thing here is not nice. Let's create something. Okay, select everything. Let me just also create the UV over here. I need to rotate. I will rotate everything. I need to also have this UV constraint, and I will rotate this. Okay, next thing is just saving to FBX. I need to have geometry faces, export. Oops, forgot about opening this. Yeah, this you are starting from completely zero. Of course, you need to explain everything, how 3D program is working, and then explaining which is face, vertices, and things like that will take a few of time. And also, as I said, you need to move to the engine, explain how it works, controls, and there's something completely impossible to do. So the only thing that you can do is just teaching something, or for example how to make a few models, things like that's fine, but that's all. Oops, sorry, I have pressing keyboard. Oh, proxies, we are forgetting about the proxies, so add cube. Oops, no. Now, OBX load 0 1. Okay, good. Happy to see you again here. I didn't know about you, and you know, I'm just following you. I never received any notifications, which means you have not been streaming for a few time, and that's fine. But I was afraid that something's happening, or maybe you know, you are so busy leaving this one for some reason. But that's fine. You have been working. Okay. $15 days already. I'm not sure. Maybe more. I don't know. Of course, but I think that maybe be more. Okay. And the last one what we need to do is the second one here. Yeah, sure. When I'm finishing this one in maybe 2 or 3 years, I will just, of course, just try to find people helping. Otherwise, it's just being too much. Yeah. The next one will be really much easier, you know. Maybe Flappy Bear 2D or things like that. Oh, I'm just joking. Okay, something smaller. And well, in fact, I was just removing all those for jumping, but anyway, and I will just try to avoid that they're just matching all together to avoid collision between them, which is easier. So this was something that could be work. Being honest, I think that I'm just kind of leaving the next month. In 1 month already like that, because I need to find a job, and I don't have any job, and I think I will move from where I am right now, trying to find a job. So I will just maybe I don't know if I can just keep working at the same time and streaming as usual. Maybe just changing the time, that's fine, but I'm not sure if I can just do at the same time, so we'll see. Anyway, this project is fine. I mean, have passed already the point that you are not just leaving the project, that's fine. So, but anyway, I'm not sure if I can keep the same page that I have been having until now. Yeah. Cool. I have been meeting a lot of people, here, and you too. On Twitch, people is just coming, they're just enjoying what you're doing, and in the end, you are having kind of friends. Of course, you never met them, but I mean, yeah, things like that. It's just having like friends on here, and of course, it's good to have just people that you know more or less, and you know what are they doing, and you can enjoy maybe creating something together. I was talking also with this guy that you see here, this the cheers here. Sunken Dead, he's also doing really nice things, and he was also talking about this with some other people, just to create maybe, I don't know, some simple game or things like that, or together create something faster and not really spending years, because all of us are just spending years in our own game. So maybe create something that is faster to do, not so impressive of course, but just finishing something on time and enjoy having something finished at least, things like that. Cool. I was talking with a guy. I don't remember the name of him. He is also from Brazil. So I was just talking with them, and you can talk together if you want. I mean, it will be easier, not using English. So I'm planning also. I didn't talk about this, but I'm planning also to do maybe 2 streamings a day. I mean, I'm doing during this time 2 hours, so 1 hour more from now. Maybe planning to do also in the afternoon, evening, not sure. So maybe having like 2 sessions per day, because it can be faster, and also most of the things I have been doing at home alone, I can also enjoy being with people here, and maybe they like what I'm doing. So that is something that maybe I will also be doing, streaming more. And maybe some of you that are, I don't know, maybe working in the morning or not having good times, you are for example from, I don't know, USA or South America or things like that, maybe they have another schedule, another time that they maybe can join the next one, so yeah, I'm planning to do also like that, so maybe some of you can enjoy having different time. That's not the problem, you don't really need to follow everything. Well, but there are some people that maybe not much, or they have problems with my current schedule. So that's something that I was thinking about changing. Well, changing a bit, so they can at least join during this time. But the current time that I'm doing, I'm not planning to move. So this is the time that I have right now. This is the same that I'm doing. Only I will maybe create a new session and having another 2 hours per day. So this is something that I'm thinking about. Let's see here, and also here. And I will move a bit. Okay. So more or less, well, it's not impressive, my model, but I mean that's the whole idea, just creating something like that. And wait, need to be here. Okay, let's save also this. So yeah, you have also the bot with a reminder if you miss some of the streaming. You have this YouTube channel with all the streams that I have there. I update them like 2 or 3 days later, maybe sometimes one day. So if you want to watch the latest one that I was doing yesterday, you need to be here in Twitch to have all the videos also in Twitch. This is farming. Oops. I see this is a problem. I cannot just cross this one because it seems to me that it's too small. So I need to increase this one. Okay. The only problem is that this one is increasing too much. Anyway, so we need to increase this, both of them. What I'm doing now is just moving the proxy. So E 0.1. Oops. And if everything is going well, I will move the model. So okay. So export, re-import. And the model is the same. We'll be able to cross. I think I was just leaving 1 meter, but maybe of course it's just not something in the middle. Okay, now it's fine. So I'm just passing this one, because even having different NPCs with different, they are taller or smaller. All of them are having the same capsule, so having the same size for this one means doesn't matter which NPC or model are you using as player, all of them are just crossing properly fine, not having a problem. About how high is this one? Of course we have a lot of space because it's less than 2 meters and this is 250, so we have a lot of things. What we need to do of course now is adjusting the model to the proxy. So not this one. Okay, so let's move it here, and the same for that, and not this one. Well, probably we need to increase the size of this one, so let's repeat. Okay, and we need to unwrap everything. Okay, that should be fine. Export again. If you have any questions, suggestion, or want to see any other part of the game, any question about Unreal Engine game development or the project, just let me know. Otherwise I'm just doing randomly things that I'm missing and just enjoying here and just sharing with you. Okay, so I think it's just working here. And anyway, I need to increase this a bit more, but it's really a lot. But anyway, okay. Ah man, I have here a lot of space for that. Exactly. So I can move right here. Okay. I think that also here is not nice. It's too much. It's too much. So let's select this more a bit. No, this one. Yeah, maybe it's better just to move everything like that. Anyway, I will create again. I hope this is the last time that we are iterating on it. It's just something really simple. It makes no sense to take too much time for just 3 sticks. Okay. Okay, that's better here. Okay, I think maybe we can use this one, this model that I have been using here. We can maybe use in another place in the level. So save this one, close, or we can create already the lots. Otherwise, since like I have been yesterday all the afternoon, evening, just doing lots for a lot of them that I have been missing, and it was because I was just doing like that. Okay, I will do later and so on, and in the end I have like 50 of them that need to create all the lots. So I think that what should I do is just creating the lot directly when I'm creating the model, something faster and never think about them. Otherwise, I'm just to be checking everything every single time. So for that will be easy, because the only thing that we need to do is just reduce, for example, here, and also this one. All of them I will be just dissolve edges and being just a stick. But yeah, there's something really simple. Oops. Oh, really? I have been using for really long, but I mean, it's fine. I enjoyed it. I'm not doing really so so complex models like that, but anyway, it's just enjoying doing something. That's fine. Of course, I cannot create creature or people, things like that. It's too much for me. I'm more or less, as you see, I'm just doing boxes and cylinders and combining them, you know. Of course, I'm using normal maps, and for all my models are also normal. You mean normals for normal map, or you mean normal of your faces? I'm using normal map, not everything, because of course it's overloading and creating more textures, but almost everything have normal map. Well, also yeah, you can any of you can use this Discord channel. I'm not there right now because during the time that I'm streaming I'm not in any other chat, so this is the only chat I'm checking right now, but I will check later after the streaming. I will have been there. If you have, I don't know, any game you want to share with people, you can join this Discord channel. You can share there or just make questions if you have any questions, so it's also fine, up to you. Everything's fine. Well, being honest, I never tried this Maya or 3D Studio. I don't think that is really completely different, but I never tried because my idea is not being a 3D artist, so that's fine. I'm just using it. It's working for me. I'm doing all my models as you see, and that's fine. And that's all. So I'm not really in need of having better tool or create something more impressive. Nothing like that. So. For me, Blender is fine, but I'm not just fighting with people about what is better. I didn't try any other, and for me, Blender have everything that I need. Even I'm not using any plugin, so that's fine. By default, it's fine for me. What I need to do is, also I forgot about this. I need to, thing here, yes. Really small. I can use 16. Also here 16. For some reason, yes, okay, save, re-import. Yeah, if you are not ready for shortcuts, maybe the Blender is not your software. That's true. Okay, I need to fix this. Okay, look, look. Hola Daniel. Ahora mismo iba a hablar de animaciones, pero ya no. Chicos, os voy a enseñar cómo funcionan las animaciones. No, más tarde. Miguel, see you later. Thank you for coming. Happy to see you again. Hope to see you more. If you have mornings, you can just come here anytime. I'm just streaming every single morning. Try import. Come on, what's this? Controller definitely you need this one, controller, and control B, which is the bevel chamfer. You also need this. Daniel, si tienes alguna pregunta o si has venido a la primera vez, quiero decir, aunque hayas visto los streaming, si quieres ver alguna parte, no sé, del juego o alguna mecánica o el play, porque no hay vídeos de cuando doy al play cómo se juega, me lo comentas, lo vemos en un momento sin problema, que por eso estoy aquí, vamos. Ya verás que la gente pregunta bastante, estoy más tiempo a lo mejor con preguntas que realmente haciendo cosas. Pero por eso tú, tranquilamente. Que no me interrumpe, vamos. Perfecto. De lo que sea, como si nunca hice lots. ¿Cómo se hacen o por qué se hacen? Pues me lo dices, yo te lo explico sin problema, que aunque sea una pregunta, digamos, como muy sencilla, si no lo has hecho nunca o no sabes, pues no te preocupes en preguntar, que yo encantado. Ah, vale. Como prefieras. Really? Are you using commands? Well, I was creating also plugins for Blender, and you can create, like, for example, this menu here. For example, you can create a menu, you can put here also menus for them, you know, so you can just create a lot of things like that. And or having, for example, here like a menu, drop down menu, and you can put all your commands there, which is much faster and easier. In fact, I don't have in this version, we have just updated the version last time, and I didn't add. I have like a small script or let's say kind of plugin that I did myself, and with a few commands that are helping me with, for example, renaming or things like that. That's why I'm just creating this code. A few times you see that just patching here, that Python code is just creating a few things. And like that, you can create a lot of menus for you here, for example, or here you can create also, for example, your tools, which is just helping a lot. This is something that I really like from Blender. I can create my kind of tools, you know, something simple like renaming things or just grouping things like that. It takes, I don't know, 10 lines of Python, and this is really helping with a workflow. Something that you are maybe creating all the time or redoing all the time, renaming with some way that you want to do. So it's something that's really helping a lot. And yeah, and you can create really easy on Blender. There is also 3D Studio that have this, in Maya also have these mail scripts, which being honest I don't like much, but this is almost the same. So you can create code there, for example, for things that are really yeah, I was also doing Python. In fact, I was working, let's say, an open source project which is just a big plugin for CryEngine. In the past you cannot even export or import with FBX, so I was working with another guy in a plugin for Blender that is just exporting, importing everything for CryEngine for die format. It's different Colado die format, and I was doing a lot of things like, for example, importing, exporting the mesh and also the skins, also all the bonds, animation, things like that, creating everything from this die, converting middle point with a few options for CryEngine specifically, and a lot of people was using this one. And also after a few time, I was also moving this plugin to Lumberyard also. So if you are using this CryBlend or bcry file on Lumberyard, I was also doing most of the things there. So you can also check there. And this is in GitHub, you can find them. Yeah, there is also my name there. This is for some reason it's just taking all the time. This. Okay, nice one. Okay, yeah, maybe the distance needs to be increased. So for that I will do that. Yeah, it's easy and you don't really need to fill. You have the API with a few method functions that you need to manage, and that's all. More or less that's all. You create a few things. As I say, you can create tools and you can create buttons, menus, and everything that you need. So yeah. Of course, it need to take a few of time and also learning how to code and things like that. But Python is also really easy script code, so you don't need to be worried about memory or things like that. You know? That's fine also. More or less, that's fine. Exactly. This he is. Well, let's Do a few spam. I hope nobody is just banning me for doing spamming. But if you like Unreal Engine and making games or game development, you need definitely check this another streamer that they are also streaming all the time, and they are creating really nice games, completely different style, but it's also a nice game. And all of them are doing more streaming than me, and they are doing everything, like for example animation, sounds, level design, modeling, and everything. And of course, you go there and just join. The only thing is they are doing in Spanish, but I don't think it's a problem. If you have any question and you need to ask them in English, they can just reply you. Okay, so this one is working already for this time. Let me check. Maybe it's a bit far. I mean, I can just change this one a bit earlier, I think. But I think it's very aggressive, so not sure. Let's play. So that's the distance for the load. I don't appreciate anything, even running. This is not changing at all, so that's fine. Just check again, everything's working. I think that I will just try to find a place where to put this small model that I have been doing right now, because maybe there are other places where I could just use this one in the farms also. I don't know where, some places. As usual, I try to do or introduce a few variations on the models when I'm doing a few models, new models. I'm trying to replace some of them and include a few of them being new. I think I don't have much battery in my mouse because it's going quite bad. So we could try to put maybe kind of like here, for example. Let me see how big it is, if we have too much or not, because maybe it's too much. Well, it should match because I'm doing most of the doors are exactly the same size, but maybe this is taking something like that. And just to check, this this one is opening in both sides, both ways. That's why I have those indicators for that. This is a question for me. So let me just show you something, for example here, or maybe here could be easier. If you have sound, you could just maybe hear the sound of the game. Can you hear birds, things like that? Is the sound fine? So you have the steps here, but if I'm just, for example, let's say running, but I can also run on can you hear? And also you have, for example, here, if you are going to the water, and there are a few of them. And also you have here, for example, arriving to this point, if this is working fine. So here, for example, So you have different sounds for different terrain. There is also another variation that is coming here. Oops, let me see. Sorry, I have messes here. I have also, for example, here, this is the thing that I'm trying to explain. I think it's here. I don't remember where do I have this. Here, for example, in this house. So, for example, here, because this one is also good, but it's inside. But if you have this sound for good outside, you have completely different sound, which is this, for example, here. So you have already a few sounds for different terrains. Also, the NPCs have the same sound. So if I'm just going to meet with some of them, should be what's the NPC here, for example? I'm not moving. And the sounds are 3D, so if you are using headphones, you can see that it's being on the left or being on the right, depending of which one. In fact, when you are walking, for example, the sound is coming from your step, and it's exactly from the place that you have. I can just explain how it works. Just maybe you are interested on it, because it's related to the animation. So for that, what I'm doing is just blueprint here. And what is my character base, but not this one, male one. Anything, all of them have the same speed of code, but I mean, I will just show you right now. If it is opening, okay, perfect. So the thing is, not sure if you have seen the animation for Unreal Engine, but anyway, so you have here your model with some code that you are managing what is happening with the animation, and then you have the animations here. So you have a few animations, for example, idle or the running. If running, okay, this is running, this is, for example, walking. Okay, so in case that you are walking, let me stop. Okay, so you are walking, and what I'm doing is just here I'm adding notification per frame. So let's say just moving here. Okay, so here I was just adding one kind of notification, okay, this step, and I was also adding here the notification at the same time for just matching with the step. If I'm doing for running, for example, I have exactly the same but different place, of course, but that's the same. So I mean, this is exactly the same notification that I'm just taking here. So I'm adding kind of notification per frame, per animation. So with that, what I'm doing is here, for example, the that you are moving, which is as you see, it is like working, moving all the time. Okay, so it is just moving. What it's doing is just here. This is an event that is happening when this animation is happening. So when the animation is playing and it's playing here, playing this animation, it's just calling this event. From this event, I just going to some place that have kind of audio manager to manage all things. So what I'm doing is just passing here the event to do something with this event that is happening. What I'm doing is just taking the player, the position of the player, and then just sending on raycast. If you don't know what is raycast, it's like a throwing array in the real world in the game, let's say, and try to have collision with something. In that case, what I'm saying is take the collision with the terrain, for example. Okay, so this is just colliding with the terrain. When this is colliding, what I'm doing is just taking which kind of surface type is going to be for this material. Of course, I'm just defining all the surface types for every single material or places, or for example for the terrain. So I have been already defining the type of every texture or surface or things like that. So after that, also for example, I can take about if you are underwater or not. You can also take, for example, if you are inside or outside of the building. Okay, some conditions to finally choose which sounds I'm just playing. And also for that, I have like a group of them, not having exactly the same sound, but say for example, I have 4 steps in mud or 4 steps in grass. So there's just taking one randomly from them, so you have different sounds every single time for the same, let's say, terrain. And the last thing that I'm doing is just playing a 3D sound in the location that the player is. So exactly in the place, not the player, but the place for the raycast that is happening. So this is like okay, check what is the terrain under you, and when you are there, try to find which terrain is there, and then play sound randomly from a group of them matching with this kind of terrain. So that's how it works with the animation that I'm just adding manually. Of course, I'm adding a few steps. I was just calling this one step, that you can call everything. So you can, for example, do if you are just fighting with a sword or shields or things like that, you can put sound like metallic something, or I don't know, when you are, for example, jumping and you're falling down, you can put like sound for the player, like or things like that at any time that you want to play any sound in the animation. So you can create more things like that. This is for curves, blending and things like that, but it's not related that the one that you were asking. So this is how I did okay, the steps that you have for different animations. For example, here you have this walk, but you have also another walk, so the place where they're just matching are a bit different, so different places. So I have a lot of them. I can also create, for example, for different characters, which is working exactly the same. So if I'm just opening this one, for example, have different animations here, and I think it's loading or not. Yeah, probably it's loading. Okay, already. So if you check, for example, this run, you have also the same with the animation for this single NPC. So this is the same place, and the code is the same for all of them. So all of them are just sharing the same code, managing all these raycasts, materials, sounds that you have here, and then just choosing all of them. Okay. So that's how it works. The code for the sound what I'm doing. I was also doing during streamings. I was adding all those sounds, and I was doing with Audacity. So I was using this free sound org, if I'm correct, free sound org, or something like that. I don't remember exactly the word, but this is a place where you can find sounds. And what I was doing is just using Audacity to cut down them, or just choosing a few of them with having more variations. But yeah, that's the thing that I was doing. For blending, what I have is let me show you also here. For blending, if you are interested on it, I can just show you, because I was doing a video for that, for example, running here, you see the animation, but the thing is the blueprint here. That's what I want to do. Let me show this bigger. So let's say this is moving, okay, and what I want to do is just blending the leg for them. So if I'm, for example, running or stopping, as you see, they are just moving the same leg. For example, here is just standard walk here. When you start running, you can see that it's just stopping the same leg that they have. This is the reason is because I'm just blending spaces with the legs, so just reallocating the leg at the same position that it was when the animation was just working. So I'm just moving this one with my state machine. Here, for example, this is the walk that I am doing, and this is what I'm doing. I'm doing here like get a curve value, because I'm using curves for this blending. So I have this curve value, and then just matching with the latest path that you have your leg, and just matching between them, and using this blend pose initial position for that. That's the one that I'm using, in case that's just because I have different walks, different ways. But the thing is, with a blend curve, I take the information where the leg was or which legs was there, and then it's just moving, matching with the same leg for the next animation, in that case like running or walking, and then just passing there. And this is exactly the same for running. So in case that I'm running, I do exactly the same. So I take like which walk, standard walk or not, and then take the curve from this one, which is the curve matching or blending to the next animation, and that's going there, and use this one as a distance for the start position for the animation. I mean, I'm not playing animation from the beginning every single time. So if you are just walking and decide to be running, you will be running continuing with the same distance of the leg that you have ready when you are walking, you know. So that's why the legs are just matching with the same leg. Sometimes you see it better, other times not much, but you see that is not always applying or starting from the initial position of the animation. That's why I'm using for blending them. And for the animation, for example, here you see this is the one for the step, but this is the one that I'm using for the blending. So I'm using this one as a blending curve that I'm using for the animation, and all of them of course need to have also a blending curve that I'm using for to match them. Un ciclo es un paso entero, o sea, desde la posición inicial a volver a la posición inicial, menos la última, claro, porque si no se repetiría el frame. Eso sería un ciclo, es decir, y esta persona tiene un ciclo de play, ¿vale? No sé si se puede quitar, sí se puede quitar. Entonces yo hago así, eso es un ciclo, ¿vale? O sea, él haría el ciclo 1, si yo lo hago indefinido, pues repite los ciclos y camina entero, pero un ciclo sería un paso hasta que vuelvas a la posición inicial de lo que sea, o un círculo, un paso, un salto, lo que fuese, que tú vuelvas a la posición inicial. So that's how more or less the animation is working here, but as I say, I was just using this Mixamo animation, so there's not merit to have this animation because I didn't do that. So the only thing I was doing is just matching here, creating them, putting all those steps, sounds, matching between animations, and then creating or retargeting all the NPCs that I have matching with the same animations and sounds and things like that. So that's what I was doing with the animation, which works more or less well. And I did already some time ago. Let me see if I can find it. I have already kind of comparison between them in oops, sorry, because I'm trying to opening a few things and there are a lot of things already and this is not going very well, sorry. Yeah, my computer is 100% as usual. Welcome, 100% everything, sorry. Okay, here this is the one that this is the one that I want to show. So I did like really small video that you can see with and without these animation curves that I was just creating. You see really small video and you see how it works with and without it. So you can appreciate how the without is just starting playing the animation from the beginning. So that's why just see. Привет, Alex. So, I don't remember what I was doing. Sorry. I remember what I was just planning to do is just adding a few variations. This one. This is the one that I was just trying to check if this is working. So let's play here. Okay, so the proxy is not messing here, the door should be working, and also the door is working in both directions, so this one is also being well. Of course I understand that the problem is this, and maybe as I see with this always working on the direction of the player, so I can just even remove only having one direction for that. This seems a bit weird here, and you can see also not going well. So I think that I will just limit this one to have only one direction. So this is one is opening only on the direction of this way and not both of them. So for that, this is quite a complex door that I'm using for all. They have a lot of options, and one of them is just being forward open forward always. So if I'm removing this one, you see this is the direction and need to be the opposite one. So this is inverted, this is not. No, sorry. What's the direction that I want to have? Is the opposite one. For that what I need to do is just minus 90 degrees. So yeah, you see this is the green arrow that I'm using, is the way that the door is being opened. So okay, should be working. I'm just removing those information from the screen all the time when I'm working, so people cannot see a lot of things like that that are not interesting. Let's be close this. Okay, let's play to see how it works. I really don't like much having this door and these sticks all together, but I was just trying, checking this. So in case that I'm here, this is also working with only one direction. If I'm going there, if I do that, it's also taking this one. Just to avoid being a bit weird here, and also you are completely blocking this way. So that's why using this small thing could be working. And I'm not sure if we can use this small door in any other place. In fact, we could even remove the door, this one, but in that case we need to move also this. And I can put both of them, I think. Yeah, we can do like removing this door and also this door. Remove them and then move this one a bit. Oops. Here. Oops, no. This one, but not this. Not this. Okay. And I can move this a bit and then matching this one. And duplicate here. I can duplicate here also, or just keep open. I will duplicate. With this really, I don't know, not much, like 50 triangles, things like that. This is one single draw call, but it's fine. Okay, but could be fine. Of course, I could introduce a few models of a few different of them, but that's fine. At the moment, that's fine. And just checking, for example, here from the another part of the game, here down, maybe we can find also a place where to add this. But we don't have much here, so no, I don't think there is a need of this at all. This is small. There's something that seems stupid, like those 3 sticks, but I have found those this reference quite often on many pictures and things like that. So it seems to me that they were really using this small kind of doors to be, I don't know, something nice. So they were using. Seems a bit simple, but it was a realistic, real one. So I have still 30 minutes for the streaming. If you have any question, want to see some part, or I don't know, something that I have been doing this week, I don't know, otherwise I will just try to find what to do. Not lots, please, but yeah, trying to, I don't know what to do. Maybe I can just walk a bit, or people want to see a few of the mechanics that I have already in the game. Because, there is no gameplay video at the moment, so maybe you want to see something. I'm afraid I cannot play like a full screen because it's going really slow in my computer. Really slow. But well, I can just yeah, I can play a build. Yeah, I can play a build. So let me say this. I will open just a build that I did yesterday, which is more or less the same that we have today. But you can just play a bit of the mechanics, and I can play this one on full screen. So let me try this. I will close this one. Should be opening. That's the problem, that my run is completely 100%. I can do almost nothing, so I need to close this one and open a game. But I will I don't know, 15 16 maybe. Well, I'm doing most of the time, also looking for a job, watching another streamings, but yeah, most of the time I have this one open, not every day maybe, and not all the time, but yeah, depends. Sometimes I'm doing more, sometimes I'm doing only those 2 hours that you see on streaming and not doing anything more during the day. So sometimes you see that, for example, coming to the streaming is exactly the same point that I was yesterday. Yeah, but sometimes I'm really working. For example, yesterday I was working all the afternoon because I wanted to do a lot of loads that I don't have for all those things, and this is really boring and tedious and it's repetitive, so I was not doing during the camera. So sometimes, for example, I have found I don't know, a bug or things like that. What I'm doing is just you know, doing out of the camera. Muy bien, Robert, que vaya bien, luego hablamos, nos vemos por la tarde. Ahora que iba a hacer gameplay, ahora justo iba a poner el juego para que lo vieras. Ay. Let's try this full screen. Hat trick. 100%, 100%, 100%. Okay. Let's move. Okay, so this is just the development build that I'm doing, and this is working well because everything is not taking care about the editor, so you can see it works better with well, my computer is trying to do a few things still, so that's why I have only 15 frames per second, but that's fine, so people can see a bit of the gameplay, real gameplay, which is just like that, no? The bad thing about the birds is they are just tracks, you know, so you are listening and this is just finishing and starting a new track. So I have like 4 or 5 tracks that are just you know, being randomly played, but the thing is they are not kind of real birds. I mean, it's just a track with all of them all together, and I would like to have all the birds playing along so I can put them around the map and I can manually randomly play them and not being a track that you can listen every single time, exactly the same. And also there are a few tracks that are loaded, another one not much. One of them has one kind of birds, another one's completely different. So this is something that is fine, at least. I mean, the immersion is going well, but this is something that I need to replace completely and do something much better. But okay, at the moment, that's what I have. So one of the mechanics that I have is just praying here, so you have a few crosses, white side crosses. Sorry, what's happening here? Why? I was just trying to explain. Let me see. This is what is happening here with the game. I see, because OBS is not showing this one at all. Now it's fine. Is it fine now? Okay. Can you see now? The game. I think that OBS was having a problem. Okay, perfect. So I will just try start the game. That's fine. I have some problem with OBS. So the thing is, the computer is trying to do a lot of things, so that's why I have like 15 frames per second, you know, but that's fine. I don't know why, because I have a few stand on. Really? Try to refresh the streaming maybe. I'm already moving. Maybe you have, or I have some delay because my computer is going really slow, and I'm afraid that it's delaying the streaming a lot. So try to just refresh for that. Maybe it's working. But let me know if you cannot see the game. As you say, you are listening the birds and things like that. So let me know if it's at all not working. But from OBS seems working for me. But of course, maybe it's not good. Try to refresh just. Well, my game, yeah, you can ask people here in this chat. They have like 150. Some people have even 200 frames per second. But I have a laptop, so I have maximum like 30. And at the same time, I'm streaming. I have the music, and yeah, so that's why you see that this is really slow. And my computer is trying to do a lot of things. But the idea is, yeah, my game have 120. Don't worry about this. So don't worry. But you don't have any combat, so don't worry. You are not losing an stone or you know sticks. Finding sticks on the forest. No worries, you don't have 60 frames, but I can bet that you have 60. Completely sure. I mean, probably all of you, anyone in the chat will have 60 or even 100. Because there are some people taking tests with really old computers and they have 60, 80 even. So yeah, that's quite good. The thing is, I'm using a laptop, not so new, and I have integrated GPU, which is not the best, and I'm also doing streaming at the same time, full HD. So that's why you have, yeah, well, yeah, and also I was improving during this time. Was also improving a lot of things in the game, cool distance, things like that. So it should be a bit better. I was well, yeah. So I hope that at least you have 300 frames per second for yeah side scroller. Yeah, yeah. But well, let me know. Let me try this. I will tell you this 300 FPS. That's if you have 30 at least. I don't think to have 30 in my game because I have like a 50 for completely empty stand in Unreal Engine. So I don't think that you can achieve 300 because I cannot even achieve 50 with completely empty engine. So yeah, that's fine. So there are some people that have been trying with this 980. I mean 980, not Titan, and they have 200, so 200 frames. So that's fine. Okay, so this is one of the mechanics that I have here. You have like tiredness, religion, hungry, and you can increase a few things like that. You have here the missions and your hunts. That's right now I'm just playing this one, so it's just completely empty your inventory, and you have the time of the day here. Yeah, the mission that you need to do. You don't have money and you don't have any item inventory, and you have those indexes here, values that you need to keep working all the time. So for religion, you have pray that you can do that in the chart, or you can do that also on crosses around the map. You have a few of them already. So this is one of the mechanics. Okay, I will do that. So you can just do this mechanic and you can see this is not well balanced at the moment, but you see that the mechanic is working. Another thing that you can do that is here is just being in the market. So you can be in any market and try to trade things. At the moment we don't have any money, so we cannot buy anything, but you have here the product, the item, number of them that they have in the market, and the price for one and the price for all of them if you want, because you can buy all together or one by one. So it's something like that. Also the market have some money, so you cannot sell a lot or buy a lot, so that's it's good. Well, if you have 300 frames per second, you don't have any problem with anything, you know, like for example this blur or things like that. 300 is almost impossible because your eyes cannot be maximum like 100 or a bit more. So yeah, this is not a problem for you. You can appreciate. You can just jump like one every 3 frames and nobody notifies. So another mechanic that you can do is just talking with people. You can talk with them. At the moment, of course, there is no animation, and also they are not reading because this is also for development build and not even a beta. So you can just do that. And you can choose which one you want to do, and this is yours, you know. And that's how it's going. Привет, Day. Добро пожаловать опять. Приехал уже поздно. So you can talk with any of the NPCs, and all of them are completely different. So you can just talk with any of them, and they have completely different conversations. For example, here, let's talk with this guy that is working here. Supposed to be working. There's no animation for the time, just working on this farm. But you can talk with any of them, you know, and they have completely different dialogues because also they have kind of plans, living, moving, going to the map, going to some places, and they can just open and close all the doors, things like that. So they have few plans, things to do. They're just moving, living all around. Daniel, no sé qué estaba a lo mejor. De lo que estaba explicando de las animaciones, ¿has tenido que salir o algo? No sé. And you have a lot of things that are interactive, like for example this door, or many other doors. You can also have here for example, for you can put here in this storage, or you can take, for example, I have 2 of them, so I'm just taking one or taking both. I can just leave here things, or I can take them. So this is my inventory, just closing. You can check your inventory, you have already this one. So we can go to the market and try to sell this, for example. So this is one of the things that we can do. Just go into the market and we will try to sell this one that we have already. Let's move faster. So let's go to another one. So we can try to sell this. Okay, and we achieve already, we have 4 and we can take, for example, this bread is too expensive, we cannot buy this. Okay, but we can just continue just playing, walking. Let's go to the watermill. Should be open. Oh, that's open. So you have your sound. It's a bit wrong. The sound is not really done, but I mean it's done. And you see everything is working here. It's too loud, I know. I need to replace this one. So you have everything working here. And in the future, of course, you can hear crafting things, but this one has no crafting yet. But I can show you crafting in another place. So, and you can see here the watermill is working, and you have also sounds for that. So that's working. Just to show a few of the mechanics that you can do that. For example, here we can try to work here on the farm, but it says you need to find the owner. This is not our place, but we can also plant, farm, and gather all the things, harvesting, or mechanics that have been done already. Or for example, here you have the big house, which is closed, but well, you can talk with this guy. Let's talk with this guy. And yeah. In case for example, you have some information here, okay, fine. And you want to buy something, say, okay, you need to pay 2 coins for that. I say, okay, I agree, that's fine, you know, and then go there. And then it's open, so you can go here and just try to put things. For example, we have here a few receipts that you can just create. The problem is that we don't have the items that we need, so we cannot bake anything, but everything is working. I mean, all the crafting is working. The only thing that we don't have the items that we really need, so that's why we cannot create them. But this is working, completely working in case that you have. So you can just make this one and create. You have the items, and then you can go there. For example, here baking, you can bake bread. But of course we are missing all the items that we need, but you have all of them already. So yeah, everything is working. Yeah, it's fine. So yeah, everything works, but at the moment it's just kind of testing, and I'm not planning to be gathering or just collecting all the items that we really need for that. But yeah, this is something that you also can do that. So crafting, we could try also to sleeping. No, there are a lot of things that are missing. For example, crafting, not all of them. You can sleep, you can sit, for example. The time is passing, so you are more and more tired every time. Okay, that's fine here. But then you can just rest a bit. One of the ways to resting is just sitting on benches. You have like 100 benches all around the map, so any of them is fine. So you can just sit here and rest a bit. You see that the time is passing faster because you are resting. It's no way. You see, for example, tiredness is increasing. On the time that you are going, you see the time is passing, and this is full real-time 24 hours game, as you can see. So you see the time is passing. Okay, if we continue walking or playing, and the time that is just passing, you see that this one have been passing. So this is later, and well, we have also all the freedom to go to any other place that you want to go. A few houses are open. Most of them are already closed, so you need to progress in the game to be opening all the things that you have. To have more places where to sit. For example, here you have farms here, more NPCs. You have the toilet that you can just close or open the door. Okay, but not only. If you don't feel well, you can just go here and just use this one for a few times, and at the same time you are just resting, you know, and that's fine. So time is also passing. You have also sleeping already. The NPCs they are just going there with the, we have nothing to do with them. I was just also explaining or showing how the well is working, but just for the editor, because here is I don't have bucket and I'm not planning to do go there then buying a new one. I mean, just for testing, I don't have anything I need to really play this one, but I was just showing on the editor everything that's happening there. For example, the church right now, of course, it's just closed, so you cannot go there. uh, you need to go there a couple of times per day, but the door is just closed, so the door is locked and there's no way to go there. But you can also go inside. Many of you have seen already the time that I was just doing that. I was creating all the chart all inside, and you can even walk, go uh, to the tower, to the top. You can go there also. So that's everything is, let's say, done, but not everything is open ready for the game just starting. You know. Release bude через 3 года может быть. Я не знаю, это очень далеко, реально очень далеко. Надо много уже. One thing that I'm doing is just talking with this guy because he will give me a key, you know, need a place where to stay. Oh, let me check this. For example, here. You see here, the first mission is just finding a place where to stay. So I will just talk with this guy. I was explaining that, yeah, I need a place where to stay. So, okay, this guy say, okay, you have a key. I will give you the key for that. Okay, thank you very much. Well, we have already a key here to give us. So one of the things I'm doing is just I know where to go, but well, you need to talk more with maybe NPCs or things like that. But well, this is the house that we have the key already. So here I can show you, for example, the sleeping mechanic also. Okay, so we can open this one because we have the key already, and we achieved the first submission. So this is the first submission that we have already here. This is the one that we need to do. You can also interact with the windows. Windows are being oriented and they have light according to the time of the day in our orientation of the window, and also with the doors. So you can also open and close the doors. And you have, for example, here places where to sit. As you see, you have here the bed to sleep, and you have also maybe a few things up here. So, for example, sleeping. It's also recovering this one. In that case, we don't really need this one, so let's say you don't need to sleep now, but in case you are sleeping, also it's fading out the screen and resting, and yeah, you're just sleeping, doing things like that. Yeah, I was just trying to do, but the thing is that I have 100% already this tidiness, so there's no way to sleep. But yeah, it's just clicking and playing this one. I can just start the editor at the same time, and I will just show you. So there's a few mechanics like that. For example, that you can just do during the game, or for example, all the items that you see, you can consume items and things like that. A lot of things, like for example, eating already that's working. We don't have anything for eating, but if you are eating, you are increasing. Or for example, going to religion or just praying, as I was just showing this one for praying. It's also working. So a few mechanics are already working, and you can combine them easily. And you can also, for example, just farming or planting here. So for that, what I'm doing is let me try this. Sorry for the black screen, but it's just going here. So I will just show you on the editor, because I don't have all of these. Occlusion system, what do you mean? Like yeah, this is not mobile game, so you can use this full occlusion, and there's no painting a lot of triangles. It's everything that's being occluded by the CPU, and then it's not being painted. But yeah, by default it is not mobile game. Sorry for the black screen. Okay, where is my game? Yeah, something's happening when I'm trying to do a few things at the same time, but no worries. I will just close this because I'm trying to open the editor at the same time to show you this one, so that's why you see here. But I can just restart again. Should be working. So yeah, only mobiles, as they have like so limited thread. For example, usually it's so simple the game that probably you are using even more resource trying to do this occlusion cooling than not using at all. So that's why you have the option to activate, deactivate, but for any game on PCs, this makes no sense deactivating or activate this one. So of course I have occlusion all the time. Yes, I have. I'm just checking if you have black screen or not. Okay, since working, yeah, since working. Okay, and you have also things like, for example, this one working on the water. All the sounds are being adjusted or just mute for that. So yeah, you have a few things here. Let me see. Okay, how it's going? Okay, fine. Just playing randomly until this one is ready, and I will just show you all of them, like for example the sleeping or farming, crafting, things like that. With the editor it's much easier because I have everything that I need, and it's not like right now playing that I don't have any item I need to collect all of them, things like that, which is just boring. I mean, during the streaming, if you are playing it's fine, but just watching others maybe doing that is so a bit boring. So yeah, you have a lot of things like that. All the buildings have, for example, furniture already inside with beds, tables and things like that, but you cannot go there and just crossing all of them. I have been here already. I have been also in the watermill. You have also crafting there. And for example, you can go here for the forest and you can maybe find like this. So I can just, let's say I don't have anything here in my inventory, but I have like picking up wood or stones from the forest, so I can just collect a few resources that I can just sell them or I don't know, use them for anything that I need. So you have a few places you are going for the forest, as you see here, another stick for example, or here you have sticks. Yeah, so you can collect resources and then selling them or use them or things like that. So it's not really hard to find things, but I'm not collecting everything at the moment. It's just for testing, so people can see a bit about the kind of gameplay and not just the editor. But yeah, there are a lot of mechanics, and you need to combine all of them to be playing and just progressing. The thing is, you need to follow a story, but you don't have this story yet. I mean, in the demo, it's not there, so there's nothing to do. Let's say more than just combining the mechanics that we have already. So we arrived to this new area that we have been creating yesterday. You see here, for example, well, you have a few things here. Okay, we don't have the bucket, and we have, for example, here places where to sit, and I have creating another one here. I think you have another place to sit, so you have a lot of places where to sit and rest, really a lot of them, you know? Just don't be worried about this, you can rest at any time because you are really too tired until the end is completely zero about being so tired. You are forced to be sleeping at the place that you are, and you will lose a few things that you have in your inventory just as kind of penalty for not taking care about being so tired. So the thing is just increasing of course map from this area, but at the moment it's just so small. So that's how it works. Let me see how it's going with the editor. Is this already loaded or not? No. I know it takes long, but yeah. So that's at the same time just showing here a bit of gameplay. So yeah, you can see it's going quite bad. I know that 10 frames per second is quite bad. Not like 500 like some of them. Data Simulator? No, не 18, 13 века. Да, идея, конечно, так охотный тоже хочу, и все это животное тоже будет, но пока, конечно, у меня нет. Я не это не моделировал, ничего, и анимация и так далее, понимаешь? Но это тоже точно будет. Например, курица будет точно обязательно, свинья будет, корова, если возможно. Поэтому так будет, точно. Вот так, может быть, начинал уже editor. Okay. Yeah, so he was asking about this is 13th century and not 18th century. So the game is 13th century by default. That's the idea. And of course, I'm planning to have also like chickens, pigs, and things like that. But at the moment, that is not in the game because it's just hard to model all of them. So I'm just focusing a bit on a few mechanics that you have seen already. But yeah, not everything is already done. So as I said, that's really far to be finished. And what you have seen like kind of gameplay is not a demo and not being finished and not completely and just a few mechanics. That's fine. Хорошо, спасибо, что приехал. Хорошего дня. Счастливо. So for sleeping, I have here a bed. I can show you how it's sleeping. So in that case, I have a bit of space here I can sleep. So I'm just clicking like that, and you are just sleeping and wake up like that. So during the time you are sleeping, of course, you cannot see anything, and the idea is just being completely black. Not the same as, for example, resting. So you are sitting and resting, you can see around. So this is one of the things, sleeping. Another one was farming here. So let me, can I farm? No. Okay. I will just change a few things here. That's the good thing that I'm being in the editor. I can do that. So let's say this is the farm for the player. Hello. Okay. So one of the things that I need is having this one. So let's remove, for example, I'm trying to plant and say, well, you need a tool for do that, you know, so you cannot plant. Okay, I will use this tool in my hand. And another thing that we need to do is having seeds to plant. So you put there the seed that you want to use and just come here and just plant them. This is completely free, so you can plant at any place. There is not a grid or things like that, so you can plant at any place. And after that you can farm, which is working a few of time, and you feel more tired and more hungry during the time that you are doing, and time is passing. Okay, so you will see, maybe not here, but you see that the light is changing because time is passing. It's taking like maybe 1 hour per any of the resource that you have, and say like this is ready for today, so you can continue tomorrow working on the seeds that you have farmed, things like that. You can plant a few things that you have seed. After a few times you can just collect them, harvesting from them, and you will have them in your inventory. So let's move just for testing. I will move faster the time of the day. So this is night. Okay, you are too tired, so you are forced to be sleeping. You will be sleeping at this time, and you are recovering or being tired, you know, tiredness is just recovering until you are 100, then you wake up. Okay, and this is the, let's say, the next day, because day 2 here, this was small, this is day 2, so you can just okay, say you are too hungry to continue working for that. We are lucky that in the editor, so I can just, for example, here eating, hello. Okay, for some reason it's not working. Anyway, so you could be just farming. After that, you will just harvesting everything that you have, and every day that you are working, this is increasing or growing the size of the thing that you have. In that case, it's onion, but I'm planning to have completely different of plants, so you can see exactly which one you have in your farm, which one you are just trying to collect. And after that, you are harvesting, you have all of them in your inventory, and then you can just sell or do anything that you want with them, or use, for example, for crafting bread or things like that. Okay, so that's the idea. Well, I'm completely sure that you are reminding some of them because it's not completely new. This is also medieval RPG. We are hundreds of games already, so all the mechanics are quite simple. So I'm kind of copying all mechanics for other games, so that's fine. You know, that's a bit different from other games, but yeah, it's not completely original medieval RPGs. Something that I have been seeing many times already. So this is already time for leaving. Hope you enjoyed watching more about the game, knowing more about the game. I will continue tomorrow working on, maybe I think I will do a new session streaming for today. Maybe, I don't know, like a couple of hours or 4 hours I will be streaming again. in the afternoon. So in any of you is better time for that, I will be streaming again. If not, I will be streaming tomorrow at the same time as usual, 2 hours before the current time. Yeah, check all the links that you have there, like the website, the YouTube channel with all the streamings. You can want or can support the project. You have also Patreon. You have also Twitter if you want to follow me, and you have this Discord channel if you want to talk when I'm not online. So thank you everyone for coming. Hope you enjoyed, and see you the next time. Have a nice day. Bye bye.